Let's go to Liz in Maui. Hey, Liz, what's up?
Hi, Dr. John. Thanks for taking my call.
Thank you for calling. What's happening?
I just want to let you know this call could go south at any minute. I've got a 2-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 4-year-old home, all home quarantining.
Wow. We could just stop the call right there. And how about
we
this?
Could spend a whole week on
I have a great idea. You take the phone and just go to sleep and just put it by your head. And that way your kids may not bother you for a second. And I'll just sit here in silence and we'll just take 10 minutes for you. The whole country will just sit with you. Wow, that's a lot. Hey, no problem.
A moment of silence.
Yes. So what's up?
My issue today, I got a lot of them, but one for today. My mother-in-law was living with us for an amount of time, and then a old boyfriend came back into her life, and she decided to go and live with him in her car on the beach, which is what we call homeless in Hawaii.
Actually, I learned this in grad school. That's actually homeless everywhere in all of Earth. All of Earth.
Well, I guess when it's on the beach in Hawaii, it seems a little bit
more romantic whatever.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So, which was fine. Her choice, her life. She's, a 6-year-old adult. She can do what she wants. But the relationship has been abusive.
Mm-hmm.
And she has come back twice, left him, came back, lived with us. And the second time, she brought bed bugs with her.
Oh, those are the worst.
Yeah.
Did you get them?
Fun. Yes.
Oh, gosh. I for years, I was over residence halls at universities. And, dude, kids would bring those. This college, they're the worst. And they don't ever go away. You have to just burn your house down and rebuild a new one. Not really, but they're the worst. I'm sorry. That's tough.
Constant. Yeah, it's just constant cleaning and spraying and.
Hey, at least
treating.
You don't have 3 little kids that could get bed bugs too. Oh man, What a mess! What a mess.
Mm-hmm.
So how can I help?
So that was kind of like the last straw almost. We took that risk. We knew that she had the bed bugs in her car, got her car treated. We did everything, precaution-wise we could to keep the bed bugs out. Got them anyways, but that was a risk that we took. And it was like, Mom, for you to have a safe place, that's fine. We'll take that risk. We'll deal with it together. But then she went back. To the exact same place where she was with the same guy.
Yeah.
And now she's been reaching out, she misses the kids. Right now we're in quarantine anyways, so don't really need to respond to her yet. But I don't know how to respectfully and with dignity tell her, hey, we can't be your safe landing place, when you're putting our family at risk every time.
Yeah. That one's hard. What's your husband? How is he handling this?
Well, he just doesn't deal with it.
Him
and his mom have. This isn't new to him.
Okay.
Her choosing a boyfriend or herself over family. So that's been his story his whole life.
So a question I have for her. Have y'all sat down and given her very clear boundaries? And here's what I'm getting at. I often find myself blaming somebody for the way that they interact with me without taking full ownership that I am responsible for the way I allow people to treat me and my family. And if I haven't said, if this happens, this is the consequence. We think we don't have to do that with adults, and it'd be a perfect world if we didn't, but we do. It's just reality. So have y'all sat down and said, if you bring home a disease, if you bring home bugs, if you come here intoxicated, if you come here on drugs or high, you cannot be a part of this house. We'll love you and see you out on the beach for hot dogs, but you are not welcome here. Have y'all sat down and been that clear with her?
No, we haven't. And I guess part of the thing is we've been helping out family a lot lately, and we're just kind of done with it.
Tired.
Like, we just want everybody to take care of themselves. And
wouldn't that be so nice?
Yeah.
And you could just leave. And what's ironic about what you're saying is you just want to deal with your 5 and 4 and 3-year-old, right? And your husband, and which is an unbelievable amount of work. Anyway, back to the boundary conversation. Have you had this conversation with your husband? Or are you speaking in we in the plural because it helps prop you up? Because it sounds to me like you were all freaking alone.
If it was up to my husband, he just would not talk to her, not deal with her.
Okay.
At all, unless she showed up to the house.
Okay, so he's done with her.
Yeah, he's just over it.
Okay.
But I know she's also my kid's grandmother.
Right.
And she's been messaging me that she wants to see them, that she misses us.
Sure.
And, and that's hard, especially if my husband's just like, I'm done. I'm just not doing it.
So here's what's got to happen. You and your husband have to have a hard conversation. I know you got 3 little kids, and it's going to have to be after they go to bed or they're taking naps or something. Somebody's going to come over and watch them, and y'all got to have a hard conversation. And here's the 2 parts to your conversation. Number 1, it's what is our boundaries when it comes to mom? Are we serious? If she shows up here in the middle of the night, are we going to not let her in? Or, yes, we'll let her in when she comes, but only when she knocks on the door. And only, right? So what are our boundaries, however hard they are? The second part of this conversation has to be your or what moment. If she comes banging on the door at 11 o'clock looking for a place to sleep, are y'all going to call the cops on her if she won't leave? Like, what is your or what? How far does how willing are you to hold these boundaries? And then the right thing, I believe, because we're not talking about, she's not abusive. She's not, she's bringing chaos to you, but it's secondhand chaos, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think the right thing to do is when you and your husband come to agreement, y'all shake on this, y'all kiss on this, y'all bump foreheads together. I don't know, whatever y'all do, right? Y'all say, this is in stone. We agree on this. And I think for the first time, you need to be open and honest with him about how you feel, about how he's responding, how your mother-in-law's responding. Y'all need to bring mother-in-law into this and have a conversation and hand it to her in writing too, so that she knows we love you. And part of your boundary may be you are welcome to live with us, but you cannot see this man anymore. You're welcome to live with us, but if you live here, you're here. And if you're going to live under, talk about flipping the rules around. If you're going to live under our roof, it's our rules, right? And if you're not, we respect your right to sleep on the beach with some abusive wackadoo if you'd like to. We will not participate in that, and we will not have our kids around that. And ultimately, she will say, so you're telling me I got to choose between this and this? Yes, because we're making adult decisions now with our boundaries. And hear me say, Liz, this will be the hardest thing you ever do. It's hard. Hard, not the hardest thing you ever do. I can tell you've been through some stuff. This will be hard. And any other family members you have, same thing, same level of boundaries. So when I say that out loud, how does that sound?
I mean, me and my husband, we're both veterans. We're used to confrontation. It's not something that we shy away from. I think it's just finding that middle ground of, while she's making the choice to stay with this guy who is not good for her, but then am I enabling her by telling her that she's always got a safe place? She's always got somewhere to fall.
I mean, yeah. Y'all are the safety net while she goes walking on a tightrope. Mm-hmm. And I don't know that that's a bad thing. It's going to get very confusing for your kids.
Yes.
And I couldn't let my mom just sit on the front porch. You know what I mean? But also, I'm thinking of my mom, and she's not an addict, and she makes good decisions, right? So it's different.
Yeah.
But I also have known families that have said, you can't come into the house for addiction issues, for violence issue, whatever. And it was 1,000% the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
What's holding you back from pulling the trigger on this? What do you think is going to happen?
I guess part of it too is that it's not my mom. Like, if it was my mom, I would go there and kick her butt and drag her by her hair. But my mom wouldn't be in that situation.
Yeah.
So that it's not my own mother, it's my mother-in-law, and then I'm just trying to show her respect and just find the right words to say to her, like, hey, let's meet up at the park with the kids, and you can see them then. But you're not coming to my house.
There you go.
While you're dating this fool.
Right. And you're trying to respect her, and she is not respecting her grandkids. She's not respecting her son. She's not respecting you. And I'm not saying that's licensed to not be respectful. I don't think so. I think that's the problem in the world. It's like, oh, you're not respecting me, then I'm not respecting you. And then we all act like 3-year-olds. That's not the point. But you have a responsibility to respect yourself and respect your husband and respect the boundaries of your home and your kids. And allowing this mess in your home sounds like it's disrespectful. And right. I love the idea. I love that you found an alternative. You found a middle ground, which is, if you want to see the kids, you can see them. We'll meet you at the park. We go to the park every Thursday at 3:00. You are welcome to join us there. We'd love to see you there. And that's the boundary we're drawing. That's hard. But it sounds to me like it's right. Does it sound right to you?
It does.
Good.
I guess just the issue is, with her bouncing back and forth.
Yeah, I mean, again, you said it at the beginning of the call. She's 60. She can do what she's going to do. It's you and your husband saying, what are we going to tolerate in our home? We're not going to accept the toggling back and forth. Or you get one shot at our house, and then when you leave, we are assuming that you are choosing him over us. You're allowed to do that. Good for you. Here's our boundaries, because we want our kids to have that stability. We want our kids to have that openness. We want our kids to have that firm foundation of relationships. It's hard. And maybe there's a part of you that looks at your husband and says, get down on the beach and get your mom and tell her to come home. And if you feel that way about him, if you feel like he's not stepping up to the plate in the same way you would, not in a mean way, not in an ugly way, not in a, tell him, go get your mom. Go get your mom. And she's 60, she can do what she wants. But man, there's something about that lost sheep. I'm going to go get you and bring you home.